up, geeks and everyone else? Welcome to Geek Mythology, a podcast brought to you by my good friend Sow.
I'm Seth here, also known as Sugey on YouTube. You know the funny thing about this? That isn't a joke. I was just thinking about how sometimes, I don't know if we have, or like we've messed it up. In fact, that I'd say we'd say something that wasn't quite right, and we'd go with it. And somehow I feel like that inadvertently willed you to mess it up.
No, messing up is just part of what we do. Like, I mispronounce things. Sometimes my words won't come out, and I like, you know when that happens, words just don't come out properly, and I don't form coherent sentences sometimes.
Yeah.
So how's life? Let's start off with a deep question.
Okay, well, this is interesting because is this the second episode we've recorded like right before it comes out, which is weird for us since we've started, we've always done them pretty much in advance.
We usually like pre-record a bunch of, have a backlog of completed episodes.
Like since we started until around maybe the last episode actually, right? Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or like not the last episode, but a few episodes ago, it was recorded just before. But like most of the times, we record episodes in like batches of 4 or 5 during our holiday time.
Yeah, like,
and then
it's just hard to find time during the school week.
Yeah.
I mean, the time is there, but like, it can get a bit full when you've got like homework and things.
Yeah,
as well.
I guess that's why it's kind of relevant to talk about life, because we just had our end of year exams. So it's kind of funny how, well, not funny, it's nice timing in the fact that we just had our end of year exams, which are basically our exams that we just do at the end of the year to see if we know what we're doing.
Yeah, literally yesterday was my last exam.
Oh yeah,
literally
it was.
Yesterday as of recording, and Monday, today's Tuesday, tomorrow's Wednesday, I'm going to be editing probably. Thursday, doing something. Friday's when this comes out. So I've got like a few days. There should be time. Don't worry, I can get this done. I mean, if this episode's late, you know what happened.
How do you feel about it?
How do I feel about this schedule?
Oh, no, I was talking about like exams.
Oh,
how do you feel like you did?
You
want to talk about it?
I think I did well. I can't really say I did bad because I generally do well, but like
your big brain.
There are some questions which I'll when we get the test back, I'll be like, I could have got that right, and I'd obviously feel disappointed because I could have gotten it right. I know there are questions in the test that I didn't realize during the test, but like straight after, I'm like, oh my gosh, how did I not get it? Like, you know like, everything, right? Generally, like, you know how to do stuff. But then when you're in the test, sometimes you just don't see it. Like,
I think something that happened to me without going into the specifics of the test. There was this question where it wasn't exactly what I was thinking of, but the method I thought of was relatively correct, right? And I didn't do it because I was like, this isn't what I'm thinking of, therefore I can't do it. But I would have gotten 1 mark for doing what I was thinking, maybe. But I didn't, because I thought it would be wrong.
I had that with further maths applied. I think I spent 15 minutes on this one question, which apparently was right. Apparently I got the right answer, but I thought it was wrong. So I spent like 15 minutes
checked it over and over.
Checking it over and over again. And that's wasted time, because if it's right, I could have checked other questions. I could have made sure everything else was right. But because I thought this was wrong, I just lingered on this question. I didn't really do anything else. I mean, I did complete the paper, but I didn't check the rest of the paper when I was rechecking this one question, which I thought was wrong. But apparently it's right, according to the other people after the test. But yeah, I'd say it wasn't bad. It didn't go terribly. So I think, yeah, it was fine.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the exams were just interesting.
So, is there anything else that you want to talk about, like to do with
In terms
life?
of just life, I mean, no, I mean we've got just 5 more weeks, including this week till summer, and we've got at least one plan,
Oh
and we can.
yes. I mean, in 2 weeks' time, we've got like sports day. That'll be fun.
We've got sports day, and we've got this one activity day, which is going to this place which just like has a bunch of like activities like
Yeah,
climbing.
you see, I'm not
And sort of stuff.
going. I've decided
Yeah,
to not go to the
Oxford.
farm
Yeah,
of activities because
yeah.
I've done
I
it
know it
before.
clashes with some things for other people. I just kind of decided, yeah, sure, why not?
Also, I've saved £50, which I could maybe spend on
Yeah, true,
laser
true.
tag.
Well, yeah, we're gonna try and go laser tag with as many people as we
As
possibly can.
allowed.
Well, no, I will say this just because
Wait, this is outdoor sport, right? So,
it counts as organized outdoor sports, which is exempt from the rule of six.
well, isn't it the rule of 20 now for outdoors stuff?
So we're less than that anyway.
Also, this is like after July 19, so-called Freedom Day, where everything is lifted.
29. They changed it, didn't they?
They delayed it by 4 weeks because of the new variant, which is like
Okay, yeah,
all
it's fine.
cases. Yay.
We're going to be outside.
Mm-hmm.
It's a place where they know what they're doing. They know.
Also, we
Yeah,
would naturally social distance because why would you want to be next to an enemy, for example?
exactly.
You're
But yeah, it will
shooting
be
from
really
far
fun.
away, and
It's like
yeah, it'll be fun.
we have some people who we know online who are friends of some of our friends, and that's going to be fun. Like another person who is another friend of ours who is a sibling of a friend who we don't get to see often. Have you even met him? You haven't even
I've
met
never
him.
met him, and I've never met
He's lovely.
Zach.
Don't worry. Oh yeah, we can talk about Zach. We've mentioned him before, but he is one of my closest friends
Oh, you
with you.
know the Yeti? No, the Bigfoot like thingy from Popcorn Culture.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So like, I'm bad for like just talking
But
about
but
popcorn
but,
culture
but the thing
topics,
is,
but I am
you've
Bigfoot.
talked to him. You've talked.
I've yeah, okay, I've talked to him online. I've
Yeah.
never met him in real life. Even though we've
Basically to explain the whole Bigfoot thing that popcorn culture talked about. It's about that you're part of two groups of friends, right? Or like you're part of a group of friends who is friends with you and somebody else. But
hmm,
there's this one person who you've never met, but you've heard about a lot, right?
yeah,
So like when you eventually meet them, it's like, so you're the one they talk about, and they're like to you, oh, you're the one they talk about, and you're like,
like you've got
you know each other because of the group of friends.
yeah, two different people who've never met, who have never got any connection. The only connection they have is that they share a few friends. And like this is
Yeah.
me and Zach. We've never met, but we've you're the connecting person.
Yeah, it's sort of interesting because even without Zach, I am sort of a connecting person between some friend groups. If it weren't for lessons, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Like, I saw you talking with. I'll type it in DM so we don't need to mention his name. But like this person, I saw you coming out of the exams or talking to him, right? And I was like, since when did those two talk? And I was like, no, it makes sense. They might share some classes or something, same subject, you know. But like,
I'm trying to
I
think.
don't know.
I know this guy. I've known this guy like even without you. Like I think he was in some of my classes. So,
Yeah,
but thing is, with me and Zach, we don't even go to the same school, and
yeah,
like
yeah.
even now, like we live in totally different parts of the
You
country
are
now.
like in terms of our friend groups, not country.
Well, different county.
Yeah, I think it's a country, and I was like very confused.
Yeah.
Um, but crap, what I was gonna say. Yeah, I think you're the only one out of our friend group who one that has never met Zach, our direct friend group, obviously, and two has not come to my house because I've neglected to invite you, which I have promised.
No, thing is, like,
No,
we haven't known each other for that long. Was it year 9
Yeah,
where
I
we
suppose.
first
Yeah.
met? And then it was
Year
like
8.
year
Year 8.
10 and
It's year 8.
11.
Like no,
Oh, year
it's because
8.
year 8 and
Yeah.
we knew each other, but we only saw each other probably like once a week.
And then
Right?
obviously it's just once a week. And we only shared classes in year 10. That's when we started to share classes.
Yeah.
And then year 11, just forget year 11. That was 2020. You couldn't go to people's houses. So
Yeah. But
realistically,
now we're
there
gonna
wasn't.
shoot people. I'm gonna shoot you, and you're gonna shoot me, and we'll shoot laser tag people.
Pew! Yeah, that's fun.
But yeah.
That will be
So
fun.
we've got some plans, and just to quickly mention this: one, I forget theme parks exist. Two, I would like to go to a theme park with some friends, whether it be this year or in the future, with like friends I know here and friends I know online, like my 2 main friends online. It would just be fun to go to
You
a theme
see,
park.
I don't think I cope well with theme parks. I think it depends. Like I can do Disneyland. I can do the sort of kiddie rides, I guess. The ones where you like, where it's not about the ride, it's about what you see. Like those sort of rides.
Yeah.
I can do roller coasters to an extent, but like I think I get sick. Is what I'm trying to say.
I mean,
I don't do well with rides.
I sometimes forget because whenever I think about going outside or going to meet friends I don't see often, it's sort of like, what do we do when we see each other? One answer was Insomnia Gaming Festival, which is like where I would and have met them. Another thing I realized is like theme parks. That's something you can do all
They
day.
exist, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, those are just sort of like things, summer stuff. I'm probably going to play a bunch of Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Yeah.
Speaking about Minecraft, to segue, Third
Segue.
Life. It's this series that Grian, a Minecraft YouTuber, started like 8 weeks ago, 9 weeks ago, and it's
so good.
It was so good. Okay, to explain Third Life, it's basically Dream SMP and Hermitcraft. If they had a child, you would get Third Life. So
to me that basically means nothing because I'll just know it as Third Life because I didn't watch Dream SMP Law and I watched like 20 episodes of Hermitcraft.
So in terms of the Hermitcraft aspect of Third Life, you've got the majority of the whitelist is made up of Hermitcraft members, and they're good at building.
Yeah.
So there were pretty good builds. Like they built a castle. Another guy built a sand castle. Grian built the sand castle. I mean, and they're good at redstone, so they've got redstone farms and things.
One person built a wall.
And then Dream SMP, you've got the
Wall castle. You can't forget the wall castle.
Yeah. So in terms of Dream SMP, there's stealing, there's griefing, there's definitely fighting. So it was
right?
I
know what I'm saying.
I know the national anthem, and I've never even like watched the stream.
Wait, no. They have a national anthem.
Yes, I think. I've never seen a Dream SMP stream at all, but I know the Lemanberg national anthem. I know the chorus of it. It's like it's a parody of something. It's like my Lemanberg, something like that.
It might be a parody of the American one.
It's yeah. Anyway, Third Life. It was an insane journey. It lasted only 8 weeks because the title suggests it. You've got 3 lives, and basically by the 8th week, everyone died for good. So
okay, I will say this: if you do watch Third Life and you haven't somehow seen a last episode, don't listen to this for a little bit. But
I mean, like, I'd say everyone dying isn't really a spoiler, right?
No, that's not a spoiler. But like, if we do go into specifics, I apologize.
Yeah.
But it was so good. I mainly watched. Okay, the only final episode I've seen is the one that kind of encapsulates everything being Grian, right? He doesn't encapsulate specific people, which I will end up watching. But the 3 people I watched were Grian, Scott, and Joel. Scott being Dang That's a Long Name / Major 1995.
The guy who runs MCC.
Yeah. And the other one being Smallish Beans, aka LD Shadowlodi's husband, if that's how you know it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those were some good perspectives because Joel was just mad. He was mad. I don't know what he was doing. Grian was like but for me, he was the protagonist viewpoint. Almost.
He's the protagonist, yeah. I think, I'd say maybe for me, Scar might be one of the protagonists. I know many people make this comparison, but he's like the Tommy Innit of Hermitcraft. He's the guy who starts all the wars, and he definitely started the war in Third Life.
I'll say this. This is a very A-level English student thing of me to say.
Okay.
Or something like that, right? But
analysis
in
time.
a way, in terms of perspective, right? Scar is like Sherlock Holmes, and Green is like Watson, right?
Yes.
It's like all of the Sherlock Holmes books are written from Watson's perspective, right? But it's a story about Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
Right? So you get what I mean. That's literally all I wanted to say. But yeah, that's sort of like what Grian was like. He's sort of like, he's the sort of person who saw almost everything that went on, but also had no idea what was going on.
You see, I think Scar is the main character because he's the one with the beef. He's the one with the relation. He is the reason of the war, right? He started beef with everyone else. Grian was just on his side doing all the traps and things.
I feel like there wasn't only reason he started beef with everybody is because he got to his third life.
Also, his llama, his pet llama pizza was stolen, and then later killed. So like he's got the main character vibes. Grian does not have a personal beef with everyone else. He's just loyal to his companion Scar. Well,
actually, he was bound to Scar for majority of the series.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd say Scar was the main character because he's got the personal, like, emotional, like, motivation to fighting.
Yeah.
And I guess if you watch a different person's perspective, maybe Randog or Martin.
But I will say, they were like all the antagonists. Ones I watched, okay, so the few big perspectives were obviously Grian, Scar, Martin, and Ren. Like those are like the four big perspectives of Third Life because like
of the war.
Scott got involved, but he was sort of doing his own thing.
Yeah.
Big B, for some reason, I still don't know why I joined Dogwarts. Joel was Joel. That's all. I don't know. That's the only way I can describe what Joel did. He was Joel.
The Crassel was quite involved.
Yeah, they were quite involved, but I never really got to any of their perspectives because anything I needed to know about them, I got from Grian.
Yeah, they had their own little like. There were many different storylines going on depending on who you were watching, but the wider sort of event was this war. So I guess the main character really depends on what faction you were supporting. Like there were three main factions.
Yeah.
There was Scar and Grian, and Joel. No, Scott. There was those people, and then there was the Crassel, which were allied with Grian and Scar, and then you had the opposing team of the Red Winter Dogwarts. So.
It was a really good series. Like it's the first time where I've like been so invested in like a Minecraft series.
Yeah.
That wasn't a full-on roleplay, obviously. That wasn't like a roleplay, like which had like a written story, but sort of just whatever happened, right? And like I've never seen vanilla PvP and war.
Vanilla
in Minecraft.
It was great.
He's so appealing.
The battles, I think yes. I was going to bring up more points, but we really need to like move on because we've got a bunch of topics to talk about.
Basically, this episode, I don't know what the title will say. Seth will decide. It was a few months ago. This was intended as the anime episode because Seth just started anime. We've both seen majority of the shows that he's.
Yeah, and I wanted to like dedicate an episode to anime, but guess what? Life happened. There's just too many things to talk about.
There was like two more things about the end that isn't anime when we get there. So there's like what, like 5 main series we should talk about, maybe?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yes. But before that, there's something more current. Loki came out.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the corny joke. Or
Oh
the joke.
shoot! We've. It's been like half an hour and I haven't done that yet. Oh jeez. Okay, corny joke. How does a cucumber turn into a pickle?
Rick.
Rick? No.
Oh,
It
okay.
goes through a jarring experience.
Wait, so what are pickles?
They're like cucumber things in a jar, and you like in some sort of liquid, and they like get all shriveled up, and they're like salty. You put them in like salt. You put them in brine or something, like salt water stuff.
So pickles are okay. Yeah, cool. I learned something today.
Shriveled up cucumbers, I think, in a weird liquid.
Yeah,
that makes
like brine or whatever. Yeah,
and then they're quite salty.
Yeah, that's why you can get like pickled plums, I guess, because like pickles is just they've been deemed pickles and not like pickled.
Pickles, like when you think of pickles, you think of like the green thing, right? But pickling is just a process. You can pickle anything. You can pickle plums. You can pickle like vegetables.
Oranges.
It's just the process of putting something in a jar in brine, and it becomes weird. And I don't like them. But you know, pickling.
I've never had
process.
Yeah.
It's a process. So,
and oh wait, Loki.
Loki,
right, Loki.
yes, it's like
that.
every Wednesday, which is fun because not everything has to be on a Friday.
Yeah.
We're recording this on Tuesday, so there'll be an episode
we've
tomorrow.
Seen the first episode.
So spoilers for the first episode, basically.
Absolutely. Anyway, so Infinity Stones mean nothing.
They're just rocks. Mm-hmm.
Everything means. I'm sorry. Yeah. But yeah, it was so cool. See, like Loki go through his character. He went through the character arc that took him 8 years in a span of 50 minutes.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, like, this is. I have to remember, this is old Loki. This isn't necessarily like the redeemed Loki. Like, I think Loki, to an extent, redeemed himself. You know, by the time of end of Infinity War.
Yeah, because
this is like old Loki from 2012.
Yeah, because when you think about it, talk about the Loki show Loki. Basically, what happened is he refused to believe his situation, but then he literally saw his whole life play in front of him. Right?
Yeah.
He saw himself become the cause for his mother's death, probably the person who loved him the most. He lost his father. Then he saw himself die for almost nothing, really. And it was sad.
Yes. I think that, you know, watching his life, he realized that, because after watching his life and like all the bad stuff that has happened, he became good. Like good in the sense that he wasn't trying to escape. He sort of realized and he complied.
He said it himself,
to the guy.
He wasn't a villain. He didn't like hurting people. Right? That's the important thing.
That's what he admitted after seeing his life.
So he was never a villain. He was just To be fair, you can make this argument with a lot of villains, but the one I'm talking about is Loki here, where he admitted he didn't like hurting people. Like, in terms of misguided, I literally mean he was misguided, then put on the right path, sort of thing, right? He didn't keep going, right? Which is amazing. It's great. And now we just got to see what happens, right? Is there anything else you want to say about the first episode? Because my mind is blank.
Sacred timeline. What do you think about the one timeline that's only allowed to exist? Is that feasible?
Yeah, because...
Like, yeah, what do you think?
I mean, in the MCU, it probably is, because, like, when I think about timeline, because, like, I guess all parallel universes are caused by something happening in the timeline. So, like, take the most extreme example of Spider-Ham, right? He comes from a world full of animals, where all the creatures are animals, right?
Yeah.
So like what? So like Spider-Ham. You've seen Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, is it the cartoon guy?
The pig.
The pig, yeah.
Yeah. So like he comes from a world where everybody is an animal, right? They're like cute sentient animals, right? Like him. So the Avengers are animals, the villains are animals, the people are animals. But
everything is animal.
like
Yeah. Zootopia.
whatever in the MCU timeline might have caused Spider-Ham won't have caused Spider-Ham. Because the TVA would have been like, no, right?
But they
So
exist.
according to the TVA, only one timeline exists in the MCU, which is the MCU timeline.
Or, when they mean timeline, they literally mean timeline. Maybe the timeline involves multiple alternate universes, but as long as it doesn't change the timeline, if that makes sense, like, as long as it doesn't mess stuff up, it can exist.
So there could be a sacred timeline for Spider-Ham.
I'm saying it's part of the same sacred timeline. It's just a different universe. Like maybe traveling between them, if that's part of the sacred timeline, and that's deemed correct to happen, then so they allow it to happen.
It's a parallel universe.
Yeah, maybe I'll bring up an analogy. Like, let's say you have two different countries. You can travel between the two countries, and the countries can coexist, right? Maybe it's if you just scale it up to you've got two different universes, and they can coexist, and maybe it's possible to even travel between them. That's a matter of space. You can travel between space. Traveling between time, that's what maybe the TVA have to regulate, is like time traveling.
Okay, yeah.
That's the difficult bit. That's the problematic bit where you could kill your own grandfather and then that will cause trouble. That's where the that's what the sacred timeline means.
Right, yeah.
So you can have different universes.
I am comprehending this, yes.
Just no time traveling.
Yeah. But that's all we can really say about that because we don't know too much, right?
Yeah, I mean, what about the multiverse Doctor Strange movie?
That's going to be interesting because Wanda's a big part of it.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard some people say, is she going to be like a villain character, in quotation marks?
Like Wanda?
Like an antagonist character, maybe? Or is she going to be helping Doctor Strange? You know?
I don't know. Oh.
Wanda literally has reality-changing abilities, right?
She's not exactly a good person, I think. She's a bit... She wanted to live a fantasy life and at the expense of the village, the town.
I mean, dude, when you have that much power and you've gone through what she has,
she should go through counseling, you know.
She should go to therapy.
Therapy, yeah. She needs it.
As soon as I heard this in the show, I was immediately like, how are they still doing this? You know how the MCU is infamous for same power set villains, right?
Mm-hmm.
Loki's got to fight Loki.
Oh.
They've done it again, somehow.
I mean, it would be very interesting if they're like equally matched.
I feel like it might be a bit of... They might have a conversation almost, right? Because like, why is this Loki doing this when this Loki hasn't? You know? What different things happen to them in their experience to make one go rogue and escape and go against the TVA, while the other one, you know, or maybe wasn't Mobius learning from his mistake?
Agent Mobius.
Yeah.
Maybe something. What if the TVA messed up? Can they time travel to fix a TVA mistake? What if TVA violated something? Do they time travel? Is there a TVA for the TVA?
The TVA exists outside of time, so the only people in the TVA... So Mobius is the only Mobius, right?
Yeah. So there's only one Oh, they exist outside of time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So... Oh, that's weird.
So Mobius might
What
have
is
been working.
time?
So Mobius might be 30 years old, right?
But
But
he's
he's been
always.
working. But he's been working for 1,000 years. But that might be how the time flows in the TVA, right?
Mm.
Yeah. But yeah, Loki, I'm excited for it. I'm excited how they do this. I'm excited because the thing is, when I think about it, time travel and dimensional travel has nothing to do with any upcoming films other than Doctor Strange.
Yeah. But if it becomes like a plot point, like how does the TVA fit in? If the TVA are
Yeah.
supposed to be regulating everything, why is there a multiverse of madness?
Yeah.
Like, the beginning of the Loki show, there was like this like promotional video for the TVA, and it's like, we're here to
Yeah.
prevent multiverse sort of war.
Yeah.
I assume the multiverse of madness is like a multiverse war. I assume this is what Phase 5, 6, whatever is building up to, a
Yeah.
multiverse sort of war.
Like,
So
the job of Phase 5 is not only introducing new characters, but also introducing this.
a new
Yes.
story, a new saga,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
That's
yeah,
Loki.
we'll watch the next episode. Join our Discord. Sorry to plug this, but like, yeah,
No,
if you
no, go
want to talk
ahead.
about like Loki and Bad Batch, like the current shows, like we have a Discord and we can, converse outside of the podcast about these epic stories.
Yeah.
So I think we've covered everything. Like,
And
shall we finally
yeah,
move on to anime?
anime. Yeah. I'm gonna let you take reins because this is more of your experience than mine, really.
Did you go and watch the
Um,
Demon Slayer movie, by the way?
I have not seen the movie. Have you seen the movie?
No.
So we don't need to talk about it. It's fine.
I'll just say, I did like the Demon Slayer, like the season, and at some point I'll watch the movie.
Have to watch the movie before watch because this isn't like normal anime movies are like throwaway random non-canon stories, right? But this is like a canon story. You
It's
have to watch it.
it's like the sequel
Yeah.
of the.
You have to watch the film to watch season 2.
But you see, apparently it's good. Like
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like box office, the top of the box office in Japan.
Never underestimate the weebs.
So I'm like, is it worth even spending money to go to a cinema and watch it?
I mean, you do what you wanna. I can't tell you what to do. I've read the manga. I know what's gonna
Oh,
happen
you
in
know
the
what's
whole.
happened? Oh,
Yeah.
I just mentioned cinema. There's another story that I do want to talk about. We'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about that at the end.
Because we did yes. Anyway,
Yeah, yeah.
anime.
Demon Slayer. So
Mhm.
I will mention one thing. I was watching a TikTok of this like 5, 6 year old naming Demon Slayer and My Hero Academia characters. My first thought was like, this kid has Seth beat.
Has what?
Yeah, they have you beat in naming characters.
Oh, I
I was
can't name
like,
characters.
yeah, he can't.
I you know, yeah, I can't. I can name
But
like maybe
what do
the three
what do you think
main
about the
characters.
world?
The
What do you
world.
think about the world of Demon Slayer?
Uh,
Actually, even better question. Did you like how they portrayed the demons in where? Can you hear that?
yes. What is this? A
Anyway,
ringtone? Okay.
anyway, did you like how they portrayed the demons? How they were villainous, but then they gave them tragic backstories and made you pity them.
um, I liked it, but I also didn't like it because now, whenever they kill them, there's always that consciousness that these were people at one point.
Yeah, but does that make you hate Muzan even more?
Yes, I hate. Yes. How could
Or
he?
as some people like to call him, Michael Jackson.
Yes, Michael Jackson. Why would he take normal people, innocent people, and turn them into monsters?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I cannot remember the reason, and I've read the manga. I don't know if there was a reason. Maybe he's just a maniac.
It's just it's dark.
Yeah.
The monsters were pretty ugly. I mean, like scary, ugly. They were like horrific.
Somehow, the ones who weren't ugly were the main villains, right? The ugly ones were like the random ones.
The killable ones.
Yeah.
The ones you
But
can
yeah.
kill.
I did like sort of how they made you like feel for these demons, because like you realize they were once people, and that was nice.
Demon Slayer does look good though, like the characters design,
it
like
looked
Tanjiro
amazing,
and
yeah.
Zenitsu. I mean, especially Zenitsu, like orange. I
His
love the
hair
look of
looked
it.
amazing. Yeah.
It reminds me of I don't know. I think I like orange a lot.
Okay,
'Cause,
classic character. I don't know if I'm trying to speed through this, but
sure.
who's your favorite character that you know of in Demon Slayer?
In Demon Slayer, okay, I'd say Tanjiro.
I'll probably ask you this for all of them. Tanjiro, okay.
I don't like Zenitsu. He looks good, but he's just too annoying.
Annoying, right? I will ask you this. What
Stop
do you think
screaming.
of Inosuke, the ball?
He's just too, like, aggressive.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. We've talked about Promised Neverland before, right?
No, we haven't. I don't think so. We've never mentioned Promised Neverland.
We might have talked about the opening.
No, we haven't. Wait, I don't know. I mean, it is a really good anime. Season 1 at least. I'd say that's my best anime I've seen. Like, it was. I loved the genre of like
I guess
psychological
something we can talk
mystery.
about, and I found interesting was because you didn't know what the manga was. Season 2 didn't matter if it didn't adapt manga, did it?
Yeah, I didn't really care about what happened. What I did care about was it wasn't mystery anymore. It was shonen.
Yeah.
So like, I prefer season 1 because the genre of it was very interesting.
It was escapist, the anime.
It was unique, but then when season 2 came along, it was like, this is like every other anime I've seen. Wait, do you want me to? Can I make a reference? Is that spoilery?
Go ahead.
It's not the same as Demon Slayer, but it could be. Or it shares many things.
I mean, they were published in the same magazine, so.
So like, yeah, they share a bunch of things, and for people who have seen season 2, I won't spoil it because Sal hasn't seen it, but they share many things, and in that sense, it's not unique anymore, and that's why I like season 1 a lot, is because I've never seen anything like it. And the big plot twist of them like being food. Big plot twist. I did not expect that.
Oh yeah, because I always put off watching it because I was scared that the whole series was going to be like episode 1 scary, right?
Yeah.
But it didn't, and it surprised me because everybody was like, "Oh god, it's so weird and creepy." And
I didn't expect that they would give us that information in episode 1. I thought the whole season would be finding out why they were in like orphanages. I didn't know they would immediately say, "Oh, this is your food," basically.
Yeah, but I think that was good.
Yeah, I mean,
I
like the idea of children like being in a not necessarily a farm, but like being in a lab or a prison, or just basically captured children who want to escape. They make for great stories.
I would probably say I do want to talk about this anime because it's literally an anime we both watched together, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
And it was really fun actually watching it together and being able to talk to you about it. And being Fruits Basket 2019 specifically, the remake.
Yes.
Well, how much have you seen since I last asked you? Because on here it says season
still.
1. Okay,
I haven't watched an episode in weeks.
Okay, I'm like near the end of season 2, but we won't talk about it. Season 1.
I need to like rummage through my brain and try and dig up some like memories.
No. Okay, guys, if you haven't seen Fruits Basket and you're planning to, timestamp or something, I don't know, but we're going to talk about season 1 spoilers, right?
Yes.
But okay, first of all, basic question: who's your favorite character?
Oh, Kyo.
Kyo.
Kyo, yes. I almost forgot his
Yeah,
name.
I do like him. He's great. Toru may be my favorite character, but also Haru might also. Do you know who Haru is by name?
Haru,
The cow.
oh yes.
The reason I like him is because of how caring he is. But also sometimes I'm like, please, don't you have your own problems? You care so much, child.
I
But
don't
I
exactly
think
remember.
Basically, Haru is really, really nice,
Yeah.
and that's why I like him. Toru is
Way too
adorable.
nice. Way too nice. Please,
I love her though.
please be
Also,
more
her English
selfish.
voice actor. The English voice actor. I've never heard a voice actor really fit the voice of a character like Toru's voice actor did.
They're
Because
perfect,
you
yeah.
watched it dub, right?
Yes, I watched
Like,
English.
so don't you also agree that just as little inflections that are made in her voice? I don't know if you noticed it or whether I'm
Yes,
just.
yeah.
So the way she delivered the lines, they were like small inflections. They're like, it's like when the small reactions she made, right? They were so good. It might
Mm.
also just be down to the anime itself, but the way she delivered the lines specifically were amazing. And
Yeah.
it was great.
Thing is, when I watch Fruits Basket, here are the emotions I go through. It depends on
Also,
the
wait,
episode.
I want to say one thing. It was
For
also a
sure.
change of space. It was also a first and a change of pace for you in terms of shows, wasn't it?
Pardon?
Because it was a romance
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
You
Oh,
were watching a slice of life romance compared to all like the mystery action stuff you're used to. Even Dr. Stone was like action, right? Still a
yeah.
lot.
Lots of. I've been watching shonens basically.
Yeah, yeah.
I
But
did
like,
watch
how
Oran.
was the
That
change of
was.
pace? Oh yeah, you did.
But like, yeah, these in high school and Fruits Basket are quite similar, but also
And they're
different.
also probably the in terms of like anime which are
Because
like romance known.
thing is with Fruits Basket is whenever I watch it, I just what's the hormone, dopamine or something. I just feel too
Happiness.
happy,
Serotonin.
way too happy.
Is it a
It's
serotonin show?
It's like it's like overdosing on hormones somehow. Like, please, I
Oh,
need
Seth.
more sadness. I need something else. Just it's too happy. It's too wholesome. It's too positive. It's
You don't know
like
why I'm laughing.
mm-hmm. It's
Season 2.
oh, does it get worse? Like, does it get even more? Oh gosh.
You're gonna be broken if you enjoy Fruits Basket that much.
Why? Does it get sad? Oh no.
This is the most I've laughed at somebody else's future pain.
Oh no. Oh no.
Anyway, that's all I'll say. You get more backstory and more world building. I don't even know if world building is the
You
right
know
term.
what? I might enjoy it. Maybe I'd enjoy finally not
Pain.
having so much
You'll enjoy
happiness.
pain and suffering.
Yeah. The show needs a bit of
Yeah.
that, like season 1 at least. It's like Tori needs to. She's just too nice. Please, like,
And I love her for that,
be more
okay? She's
selfish,
amazing.
please.
Yeah,
Hmm.
basically, we both love the show. And I despise from myself for not watching it earlier. And I will absolutely, once I'm done with season 2, go back and watch the original series purely just because I can.
By the way, I definitely ship Toru and Kyo. Definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't tell me if it happens or not, but what else looked quite cute and happy and stuff?
I see where you're going with this,
Wonder
yeah.
Egg. I thought that was like fun and
I will
like
say one thing, Seth.
yeah.
Welcome to anime. There were a lot of shows like this
I thought it
where they
was
had
fun, and then it sucker
because you
punches you
went in
with
blind, didn't you?
yeah.
Because
I did
I
not
saw
know what it
like
was
a
about.
clip. I saw a clip, and that's kind of what actually put me off watching it. Because
Hmm.
I don't like gore
It's not
and
gory.
stuff like that.
It's just deep.
Yeah.
It's
No, but
I
like
don't think
you
it's
know what I mean.
gory.
The first episode, there's certain scene that looks like
If
a
you
bit
watched
weird.
Attack on Titan, you can watch Wonder Egg. You'll be fine. It's like I can I got really grossed out by AOT for some reason.
If anything happens, I can just look away, right? I can just look away from the screen.
Wonder Egg is fine. It's really fine. It's just
Okay.
got deep topics. It's got like
Okay.
it's just mature topics. Like
Okay. I'll watch it. I'll
it's
watch
not
it.
really
It
mature.
sounds
It's
cool.
more like the world has problems. Like you've got mental health. You've got like it's just problems, right? It's just
Right.
real life problems. It's not deep. I mean, it is deep. It's just not graphic. It's you can watch it. It'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Okay. I'll take your word and I'll start it very soon.
It's
I'll try
normal
to
for
finish
anime.
whatever
Like
I'm watching right now.
yeah, it's
Yeah, I'm watching it.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm watching something else right now. But I will watch it soon. Is there any sort of thoughts you can give, like a spoiler-free sort of thoughts on it, other than what you've said?
You know what? I'd say it's maybe changed. Not necessarily changed, but it's maybe made me think about the world somehow a bit in a different way.
Okay, yeah.
Like it's just a perspective. Like how to
Yeah,
explain this? Yeah, it just gives you. It makes you think. Basically, it gives
yeah.
you these
So,
ideas, and you sort of
yeah.
understand, maybe relate, understand people more to an extent.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's cool. You
because
you are you are selling me. You are selling me on this. Yes.
it's thought provoking. It's you could apply it to real life. It's not fantasy. It's like I mean it
Yeah.
is fantasy, but it's not like fiction of fighting demons and
Yeah. It's
stuff
like
like that.
comments on the real world and stuff. I
Yes,
guess.
that's what I'm trying to say. It's a commentary on the real world to an extent.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
cool. It's also cool because it's the original anime. It has no source material,
I also really
which
like the character design. The characters are
yeah.
great. Yes.
But yeah, those are sort of like the four shows mainly the ones that have impacted the most and the ones that you've watched. Yes, you've watched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
Is there anything else? I was gonna ask you how did Fruits Basket make you feel, but you kind of answered that, right? So like,
Serotonin.
if you were to say out of these four shows that we've mentioned, which one would you say is like your top?
Okay.
I can assume, I think you've already answered this question actually.
Promised Neverland season 1.
Okay.
Overall, maybe Fruits Basket. Maybe. But
Okay.
Doctor Stone. That's also really good because it's just funny. It
Yeah,
doesn't.
yeah.
It doesn't look as good. I think Wonder Egg looks really good. Promised Neverland again looks quite good, and Fruits
I will say one cool thing
is
about
not
Doctor
as good,
Stone,
but
right?
yeah, sure.
From having read the manga as well, without saying spoilers, is it's like a classic shonen of like battles happen, right? But the battles are never one on one. You know, like in Demon Slayer, right? It's normally one on ones, right?
Yeah,
But in Doctor Stone, it involves everybody, right? Everybody fights for what they're believing
it's a
in,
war.
right?
It's yeah.
Yeah. It's basically constant wars, but like it's the fact that it's not always just Senku might be the driving force, but everybody is involved, and that's the cool thing about Doctor Stone, right?
Yes.
That's just the great thing about it. It's a shonen which has battles and wars, but everybody is included. Everybody is important, right?
And
And
there's
that's what is so
science.
cool. Yeah, the science as well.
It's don't try it at home. It probably won't work, but they
Yeah,
basically take real life science concepts and like here's how we can make gunpowder. Obviously, you might
yeah.
need a machine or something. I don't know, but in Doctor Stone, they get the right ingredients and they put them together and they make stuff. I think that's the essence of Doctor Stone science is it's loosely based on reality.
I am genuinely looking at the episodes we've got planned, and I realize, yeah, let's talk about this now. Raya, come on, quick fire thoughts. We're going straight into it, sir.
Well,
Because you know,
just okay. But first of all, we actually
is there
saw
something
it
I'm
on
missing?
cinemas.
Oh yeah, we
Like,
saw it in
do you want to
cinemas. Yeah,
explain,
we
Sal?
did.
Like,
Um,
I'll
so
let you talk through the
basically,
story.
So basically, I saw Raya was in cinemas because cinemas opened up a few weeks ago.
Yes. Yeah.
Unfortunately, none of our friends would come with us, but I was like, I don't care. I've got Seth.
To be honest, I don't
So
think they were really that hyped.
yeah,
Because it
I'm
was
like us,
coming out
and
on Disney Plus
yeah,
anyway.
yeah. So we decided we want that cinema experience, right?
Yeah.
So we went ahead. We finished school early at 1 o'clock. So we decided the only showing of Raya, by the way, was in the after around 2 o'clock. That was the only time they were showing it because it was a film that came out in March. So they were only going to show it for like a week or two at a certain time.
Yeah.
This happened with a bunch of other films like Tom and Jerry and like Godzilla, right? They only showed at specific times. But basically, we went ahead and watched it. I bought my classic cinema Skittles from Poundland.
Mm-hmm.
Bought Seth some Maltesers, and also used a ticket that Seth bought for me, but I used it on Seth and I bought my own ticket because I felt really bad because we were meant to watch 1917 last year, but
Oh
I
yeah.
screwed up. So I do apologize.
Didn't bring the
I
ID.
honestly, it's on me.
It was a
I feel like I
15,
missed out.
and he didn't bring his. It was
Yeah,
sad. Don't worry.
1917 sounds like a cool film, but anyway, Raya.
It's on Amazon Prime right now for free.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was cool going to the cinema again. It was kind of cool because there were only 4 people, including us. So we were on the top. It was actually really cool seating as well. So we were basically in the middle, to put it simply. And there were two
Middle.
other people
Mm-hmm.
like way far in front of us, right? And like, it was cool hearing their small reactions to certain things because it added to it. It wasn't like shouting, but it's like small things you pick up on. So
Yeah. I feel like viewing experience-wise, we mentioned this many episodes ago, but middle, best place, and like we sat at the top as well. I feel like when you're down at the bottom, it's like, ooh, you have to look up, crane your neck.
To explain a bit more, there were sofas and recliners, the special seats in the bottom, right? But then there was a balcony, a stairway to a balcony, which had the regular seating. In my opinion, was so good, spectacular even to
You
sit there.
don't
Like,
need a sofa. Just sit on a chair. It's comfortable. It's
yeah,
not like
cinema
hard.
chairs are so good.
Yeah. Why spend the
But
extra money? Maybe recliners are better
Well,
because you can
I'd
put your
say
legs
if we're
up.
gonna, okay, I would say going to cinema again was wonderful, and I know Seth and I are going to be going to the cinema at least 3 more times this year,
There's
minimum.
lots of movies.
Marvel
There's
films.
Marvel, a lot of Marvel.
I will say another film I want to watch is Free Guy because I've been hyped for it as like a comedy film, which I won't talk about too much now. We can talk about it maybe another episode. But okay, one thing I'll say about the film, right?
Yeah.
Which wasn't even the film, it was a short film. It was so good. It was so nicely animated. I wanted to mention it at least a bit. Us Again is a short film by Disney which played before Raya, and I think it looked beautiful. And like the message was so cool as well.
The anime. Sometimes I don't really get the point of these short movies. Like they don't really
Yeah.
make money, but I see the point now. They just want to show what they can do. Like
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like a showcase of their
Like
talent.
the water, right? The water looked amazing.
And the lighting, like the purple,
lighting.
like shine, the purple glow.
I think the
movie.
message, if there was one, was like never forget your youth, or like but also don't cling to it too much.
I think
Like
it's like
live your life.
Don't let age define who you are. Like you might be
old,
but you can still do fun stuff. Like you can still do things even though you're old. Like you might not be able to, I don't know, do backflips anymore, but you can still like, I don't know, dance. You can still do the stuff you like and enjoy it, just without so much
flexibility.
Flexibility, yeah.
I think personally, Us Again was a really cool film. The music was so good as well, in my opinion. I'm just trying to say good things about it. I might be exaggerating, but like I want to mention it because it was cool, right?
Yeah.
Then now we get onto the main attraction, Raya and the Last Dragon. Did the story? Okay, I'm just gonna say this straight. Did the story surprise you, or like the way they took the plot?
No, to be honest, it's not that much of a. The plot
it was very
itself
Disney. It was very Disney, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's quite.
Yeah.
You could see where it was going. It's not like Frozen, where there was a Frozen had a really interesting, unexpected plot. Raya was like, you sort of see where it's going. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, like always, there was the themes of friendship
And trust. That was the
Yeah,
whole thing, right? Trust. Like,
I would say I wasn't mad at, and also I will say I was excited for the
the
small fights we were going
swords,
to get.
the
Right?
jewels.
Not gonna lie, I wasn't disappointed. Right?
Mm.
Like we only got small ones. The very last fight we get, where Raya is supposedly engulfed in rage, right? Before realizing what had really happened and realizing she was also at fault and coming to her senses, right? That was beautiful, in my opinion. The way she looked at herself in her sword. And I know I'm skipping ahead, but I'd like to say like the story was very Disney, but also it wasn't bad. You know,
It wasn't
it's
bad.
probably.
Yeah.
Would you say okay? Would you say it's one of your more favorite? Would you put it higher than other films? I'd say I know one film I'd put it higher than, which is Moana, because I feel like for some people Moana was a bit disappointing in terms of plot. Maybe
The plot,
I know
to
for
be fair,
me,
like
I
Moana
thought
and Raya plot was somewhat similar. It was all about
yeah,
fixing the world, and to do that you had to like
yeah.
it involved a special like item.
Yeah, they did sort of go their own directions because Moana was more like trust yourself, believe in yourself,
Yeah,
while
like
Raya was
self-confidence,
believe in the world, right? Have faith in the
trust,
world,
trust
right?
people.
Yeah,
Because like the whole
and
theme
yeah,
was all these people are from different countries and they fight. They were at
yeah.
war. Like they hate each other. But
They,
at the
they
very end,
what they have are
they all
self-interest, right?
yeah.
They're caring for their people.
But at the end, they put their trust in Namari, who's like the
Yeah,
anti-hero. I won't call her a villain. She's the
yeah.
antagonist, and they all put her
But
trust in her.
yeah,
Like the enemy, they trust her. They all die,
yeah.
and then they
Well,
trust this
yeah.
enemy, and then she does the magic ball thing, and then
Yeah.
they save the world, and the dragons come back, and the music is great.
Yeah, that specific soundtrack. Around
Mhm.
what is it? 3 minutes 15 we
Na
established?
na 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 na
Yeah,
na
it
na
was
na.
so good. I think
Yes.
that was cool. I think also it felt so fast, didn't it? It was like
It was quite fast paced.
as an adventure film,
Yeah.
it was really cool, right? It was so cool. I think if you're a fan of if you're just a child, you will enjoy it. If you're an older child, you will enjoy it. If you're a fan of Disney, you're gonna enjoy it.
You know, I
Um,
enjoyed it as well because of the
yeah,
fights. It was very Star Warsy, in my opinion. A lot of
yeah,
even the setting, like that desert sort of place, reminds me of like Tatooine or some like
yeah.
desert planet. Um, and then
I think it was
the
also cool.
one-on-one sword fights,
Yeah,
like it reminds me of Clone Wars, like
yeah.
motion capture, Ahsoka versus
It was
sort
so
of thing.
cool seeing sort of Raya's character arc as well, sort of how she obviously didn't trust any. I was like at the start,
Trusted,
like
and
I
then
was
that
genuinely, I was genuinely hoping for my naive self. For some reason, even after all the experience I have in visual media, right? Talking about it as if it's a job, but it's not.
mhm,
But I should have seen it coming as soon as I was like, they're friends, right? Yeah. And I was like,
of course.
oh no, why?
How could you, Namari? How could you betray her?
Yeah,
But she was a child. She was influenced by her mother's political
yeah.
ambitions. She's not a bad
Uh,
person. And in the
it
future, they might
was
even make a sequel where they get shipped and
yeah,
they do
but that was
stuff.
really cool. I will say this was our first film looking for the caffeinator. You unfortunately had
Another
to go,
popcorn
but
culture reference.
yeah, it was so funny because yeah, it was right till the end, and it was first of all, as always, the credit song quite nice. Probably maybe up there. I'm not quite sure.
Just to explain, by the way, this popcorn culture reference, because I understand that
Yeah.
our audience aren't necessarily a popcorn culture podcast audience, but the caffeinator is like a guy who works in movie sets, and his sole purpose is to provide everyone with coffee.
Yeah.
and that's a job, giving people coffee, and it's actually like you'll see it in movie credits. It's a credited role.
Disney movie credits, at least.
The
Right?
guy who gives out coffee is a credited
Yeah.
role.
And so like I had my phone ready. I'm sorry, cinema. I did have my phone out with the camera on. I was taking photos,
Of the
but
caffeinator credits. That's on.
it's the
It's not the movie.
caffeinator, guys.
Yes, it's
But
worth
yeah,
it.
that was really fun because us two like knowing that it was kind of like a cool thing between us.
Hmm.
And yeah, it was a cool film. Like I'd say I don't know if saying that it lived up to the hype because it was our own personal hype, and I'd say it did live up to it.
Yeah. The thing is,
It was
I
cool.
think because it was out for so long before we ended up watching it for free. Not for
Yeah,
free, later on.
yeah.
Um, like I guess the hype maybe died down somewhat. Like,
But we still enjoyed
yeah,
it, and that's all that matters, right?
and it's been like a year. Like it's just
It's
nice to be
For me, it's
back.
been a year and a half, and for you, it's been around a year and a half since you went to the cinema, and
It
it
was
was so.
19, yeah,
I think the
1917 was the
greatest
last
thing
thing I
about
saw.
going to the cinema is going with friends as well. And I definitely have a film buddy in you, Seth, because yeah, I mean, there's so many Marvel films coming out. There are some more like Pixar films.
Yeah.
I do wonder about the state of Pixar with how they're doing it with Disney Plus.
It's all for
And
free.
yeah,
Like Luca comes out
to
today,
us,
today, as in this Friday. I think
yeah,
it's
yeah,
out
yeah.
this week or next week for free.
Yeah, it's out on the 18th. But yeah, for us, beautiful, amazing. One downside, it's not so easy to watch it with a friend right now.
Yeah.
Other downside, how are the workers being paid? I hope you're okay.
I mean, like, imagine
Um,
making a movie expecting it to become a big box office hit, and Pixar movies always they always get big bucks at the box
yeah.
office, but then it just goes for free on It's great for
Yeah, but
Disney
also talk
Plus,
about the
but
box office, right? Cruella, I haven't seen it. I don't know if
apparently it
I
was
will see it.
great.
I should probably watch 101 Dalmatians first, just because I wanna. Apparently, his performance at the box office was disappointing,
Really?
to say the least. Apparently,
Oh,
well, like,
I heard
okay,
it was great.
I think the meme that I was shown, because it was shown in the meme, is its performance compared to Demon Slayer, right?
Oh,
In the box
okay,
office was
yeah.
bad, but then I immediately realized that's not its only source of income because there's the early access, right?
But why I mean, I feel like people would go out. Like, people are going
Yeah,
out to go to restaurants and stuff. Why wouldn't they watch a movie? Like, I don't think the pandemic affects because people are going out to watch Demon Slayer. And like, I don't know, early access doesn't seem worth it to me. It's like $20 to watch at home. Right, and you don't own it. I get it. But I for some reason heard it was good. I don't know. It's not exactly a remake. It's like a prequel or something like that as well. So
it's not a huge important thing to me about how well Cruella does, but it's interesting how while box office numbers might go down, that doesn't mean a Disney film specifically is doing worse, right?
I think Disney movies are expected to do well.
Yeah, and so but now for Disney films, Marvel, Star Wars, and Disney and
Pixar.
Fox, I know what I
Oh
mean,
fuck
right? Right?
yeah, yeah.
So right, the ones which are put to early access, box office numbers are no longer everything to them in the
Yeah.
early days, right?
Yeah.
You got to look at. I don't know whether it could be public information or whether Disney will do that,
I
but
don't
you got
think
to
so.
look at their early access numbers when you can eventually, because Disney is going to make money off of that. I guess the only thing is, uh, somebody can buy it for early access, and maybe 10 people can watch it, whether it be in a group or in profiles, right?
Yeah.
So I guess it brings down money in that sense. Also, a lot of that money would have gone to cinemas anyway, rather than film. I
But
don't
then it
know what the
also it
percentage
depends on
is.
maybe if you're one person owning one account, then early access isn't worth it. But I guess yeah, if you're a family with one account, then it is worth it.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, that was just something small I wanted to mention. But that's been today? Question mark.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
we're like overrunning.
I will apologize, and I'm sure Seth, if this was all over the place. We're sorry.
There is was it episode 23.5? Then it's because we talked about a lot of stuff today.
We might mention more stuff, especially about life as our school year comes to the end, and maybe we have more ideas to talk about, because that's what happened with this episode. It's like we planned an episode, but by the time we got to recording it, a lot more stuff had happened.
Yeah.
Which I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem here, but problem in the future. But yeah,
I guess that's it. Like,
we can't really fit in anything else, can we?
No. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think we'll move on to the outro.
Yeah, that's really all we can do.
I'm trying to just check, because I know I put out that, like, if you had any questions or things to talk about.
I think the response we got is it's good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I basically asked, does anyone want us to talk about anything, like, to do with Loki? Do you have any questions or anything? And people just said, yeah, it's good. Good show. Good show.
It's the most British response ever. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's good. It's good, bye.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, bye. Do you know what else is good?
And that's what we'll be doing. Oh,
wow.
So you said bye, and I was like, that's what we're going to do now.
Sal,
we are going to do that now, aren't we?
You do the outro, yes.
Okay, fine. Okay, you're testing my I was going to say
skills.
I said I was going to say I did put the podcast on my CV for the job I'm applying for. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. We upload every 2 weeks on almost all streaming platforms, being YouTube, Spotify, Apple. I don't know what else we're on. So come back in 2 weeks if you want to, and maybe watch some other episodes if this is your first one. And check out Seth on YouTube. Maybe check out me on YouTube if you want. I am Salmi on YouTube. I have not uploaded in a month, but I will get back to that.
Just in case there's an episode 23.5, that
out
comes
on Sal's channel. The extra episodes come out. We've only had one, but extra sort of bits might come out on my channel if Seth has anything he wants to put out. But yeah, follow Seth's Instagram. I don't know, sugeypopplanet.
Links below. Literally all
follow him on Twitter.
Yeah.
For GEEK mythology.
I also
stuff.
On Twitter. I'm plugging my own stuff here. I don't know if I should do this.
Yeah, that's what you're meant to do.
I do weekly reviews for Bad Batch and Loki. So if that's something you want to see, if you
also, he's a car fanatic. So not car fanatic.
Not car, F1.
Yeah. So yeah, go follow him on. Is it also sugeypopplanet?
Yeah.
But yeah, and we'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.
Bye.